And with this one, I'll give you more detail on this in literally 1 minute. But with this one episode, which is really interesting, and again, it's a great example. I didn't even record me and the guy talking. I did, but I didn't edit it. It was really messy, but the raw content was good, and people stayed around because it was just very valuable. And the small bit of production that I did to make it video made it fly. So what I mean by B-roll video is, because it's a running podcast, I had me and the other guy, just video of us running. So whenever he talked, it'd be video of him running or doing something running related. Whenever I talked, I'd be, and I was being so lazy and I didn't even think to add in captions, closed captions to it, because I was like, oh, people just click the closed caption button on YouTube, but people did not click that. So that means that the raw content worked. And like a good song before the production. So good songs, they have, if you can play it on piano or guitar and voice, then this is an analogy. Then if it makes someone have an emotional reaction, then you know it's a great song. So then when you add on the production, the full band, the guitar, the bass, electronic music production, it makes it even better, or it should at least. So I look at, if the content is just good to begin with, if it's an interview that you wrote out and it was a great blog read, then most likely if the person is charismatic, has good personality, they also then can put that on audio, and then you add video and it just like supercharges it all, but it all starts with good content. And now I'll go to the YouTube example. So this is the video. So I did actually record an intro for this. And I think I like to have all my videos, even if for some reason, they all have video. All my video podcasts do have video. But for some reason, if I were just to use audio, I would at least record an intro. So the first minute, people see me and they're like, okay. And then it engages them for a second. I'd have B-roll cuts and whatnot. And you can see the chart on YouTube, the drop, but everyone has the drop off on their content. So yeah, if I have any podcast on YouTube, they have the person saying the words, except for this one, So, okay. And it's like, I just put it up there. I almost did not put this video up on YouTube because I was like, oh, I had to basically re-edit the video. I already did the audio. I didn't edit the video at the same time as the audio. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And then I was being lazy and threw up the video. Again, this is a perfect example of the strength of YouTube algorithm and discovery engine. If it was just podcasts only, I wouldn't have gotten past the 1,000 people that consumed it at most. But because the internet is potentially 8 billion people, and my podcast niche running market cap is 621 million people that are into running, the podcast only format leaves so much potential. Okay, so I ended up getting 18,000 views from this. And this is by far like the second most views I have. And I'm very new to YouTube. I just jumped on YouTube 3 months ago. I have been using video to promote my podcast on Instagram Reels and TikTok for the last 2 years. But I just jumped on YouTube because obviously everyone's like, YouTube this, YouTube that. And I wanted to be smart about YouTube, and I wanted to have everything ready to go and do it the right way. But this one video out of all the other videos that I think were way better than this one as far as quality goes, just shot up to 18,000. So the second most is 800 views that I had, which is great. I'll take that. 800 views on a YouTube video for a brand new account with less than 400 subscribers. Like, I will take 800. That's like a good podcast. But it shot up to 18,000. The biggest takeaway is that it's heartbreaking. To be honest, if I never put this episode on YouTube, I wouldn't know how valuable this content was. I would have thought it was just an average episode because everyone looks at numbers. Everyone's like, oh, this podcast episode got this much. And I think, to myself, I'm not that good. Maybe my podcast isn't reaching the right people, blah, 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 all the sad songs that you tell yourself. But the YouTube algorithm proved to me that I actually had good content, and I just needed a tool and a vehicle to reach that. So again, I'm obviously super pro YouTube, a very pro podcast, but this is so new to me.